G'day, Ben from Melbourne here, and as you can probably tell from behind me, things are going to be a little bit different today. We're going way out there, and it's not going to be any Australian content today, because I wanted to get behind my mate Morton, who's done a tag in celebration of the Stones. So I thought, love that guy, my favourite Scandi man. So I'll jump on and do it and pull out all my Stone shit. And I've already misplaced a record. That was really clever. While I'm doing that, just talk amongst yourselves. There it is. I found it already. That was pretty quick. So there's a lot of questions. So strap in. Let's get straight into it. I'll try and keep my answers as brief as possible. So, number one, when? Your first Stones memory. Well, what comes straight to my mind is being a kid, sitting in my much older cousin's car, and in his tape deck he would be constantly playing Rolled Gold on a loop, which, has all the classics on there, like, the old shit. He loved the 60s Stones. And so, yeah, all of the stuff like Satisfaction and everything's just gone out of my head. Pretty good start to a Stones tag. Anyway, we are being brief, so we'll just move straight into number two. Your first Stones, do you still have it? I don't have my actual first Stones because I think the first thing I was given like a CD of Flashpoint. I think it was the live CD of the Steel Wheels tour. It's pretty crap. Didn't need it. But not around that time, I got given a whole box of old 7-inches. Most was shit. But it had a whole heap of Stones ones, and in there was like a Decca version with the old punch out of I Can't Get No Satisfaction. So, yeah, like I've been the beneficiary of some great stuff. This is like, it plays okay, but it's not brilliant, but it's just one of those cool things to have. A 7-inch of Satisfaction, which is like a 60s one. I gather this is an Australian edition because it was a dude of that vintage from here. He had some, it was a mix of either really good or really shit. And there was a number of Stone singles in there, but because that was the song I knew from the radio, of course, that's the one I gravitated to first and played the shit out of. Okay, the last time, your latest acquisition. Well, it must be this turd of a record from 2023. Hackney Diamonds. A lot of people said they love this, but I am not a fan of what's that dude's name? Who's Andrew Watt, and he's everything in the kitchen sink style of production. Didn't like it. I would have much preferred these songs done really raw in the same way the covers album Blue and Lonesome was done. That would have been great. But yeah, and leaving Lady Gaga off would have been good too. I don't give a shit what you say. She's no Mary Clayton. Other than that, what's the other one? When did this come out? This live one. This Al Macambo, 1977. That might have come out after that. I can't remember. There's no dates on it. That's a really good live show, by the way. Okay, we're getting off track already. Number 4, He Is Dreamy. Your favourite Stones band member. Well, of course. Where is he? Coolest dude in the band, there from the start, Charlie Watts. Of course I'm biased because I'm a drummer. He's the only one who never had any fuckhead stages in his life. He's just remained cool throughout. Humble genius. people say he's not doing much back there, but the Stones don't sound like the Stones without him, as proven by the live shit I've heard lately. Nothing against Steve Jordan, but you can't replace something that's original. Next. Rip This Axe, your favourite Stones lead guitarist. Well, I'll bring this out again. The Jones Stones. Again, an original, can't be replaced. People, well, I'm sure, would pick Mick Taylor and all that, and with all the fiddly-widdly guitar solos and that. But him and Keith had something going on, and it was before Keith was Keith. And all of those great blues songs and their great, they were almost like a blues pop band for a while. There were all those brilliant singles, all underpinned by his great guitar playing amongst a bazillion other instruments as well. And he was at that point, when you see old footage, he was more charismatic on stage than even Mick, in my opinion. Let's see if I have to pull that set out a third time. 6. Happy, a Stones experience that makes you glad. Well, I only saw the Stones once, and it was on the 50th anniversary tour, which was really cool because they also brought Mick Taylor out with them, which was a highlight. But for me, it was just to get to see them with Charlie, and he was fantastic. They were really good that night when I saw him. God, that must be 15 years ago now. Hard to believe. Righto, Artsy, number 7, your favourite Stones album cover. Well, of course it's got to be Get Your Ya-Ya's Out, because Charlie's on the cover, the mule's got the drums, and Charlie's got boobies on his t-shirt. Got his ya-ya's out. How can you not love that cover? Great live record too. A unique or special Stones thing in your collection? Well, I don't know. I'm not, as I said in my AC/DC one, I'm not one for like super collectible crazy shit. So I got my Stones mug. Makes your coffee taste like heroin. Also quite partial to this. This is a bootleg, but I got the 12-inch of Cocksucker Blues. This one sounds alright actually. I've heard a few which are quite noisy and scratchy, but pretty happy with that. Number 9, bookworm or yesterday's papers. A book or a magazine? Wasn't sure if I could answer this, but I had a little look through the book collection, and I do. I've got STP, The Rolling Stones, by Robert Greenfield. Stones touring party is what that stands for. So it's all about the salacious 1972 tour by the Stones. Great picture on the front there. Back when Keith had no problem with his missing tooth. And while we're on that kind of thing, living room, no, got live. Have you seen them live is number 10. When, where, how many times? Yes, as I said before, I've seen them once. That was at Rod Laver, which back then was just called Melbourne Park. Or maybe it was Rod Laver. Maybe I'm thinking of AC/DC. It was called Melbourne Park back then. And it was on the 50th anniversary tour. So what was it? 2015 or something like that. No, before that, maybe 12 or 13. Great show. Really enjoyed it. It was like more about the band. By then they weren't having the bells and whistles of previous tours with mega huge props and crap. It's pretty much just them on stage smashing it. Now, number 11, this is what I was going to say before. Living Room Live, your favourite Stones DVD, Blu-ray or other. Now, a lot of people might pick Ladies and Gentlemen, which is fantastic, or they might pick Gimme Shelter. But I really like from their Vault series, because there's no real footage of them playing live, and it's in 1971, live at the Marquee Club, which is awesome. So this is like around when Sticky Fingers came out. So you get like, Dead Flowers, I Got the Blues, Live With Me. It's short, but it's really good. And Keith looks like death warmed up, which is also a bonus. All right. Funny haha. Are the Stones funny? I would say yes, often unintentionally. Go straight to the Waiting on a Friend film clip. It is hilarious with Mick sitting on the steps, just jiving like as you would see Mick sitting on the steps with his African American mates because he's like a street guy. And then Keith comes waltzing down the street. Like his gait is just, he almost looks like Elastic Man, and then he's like, yeah, as Keith is, high fives to everyone, yeah. And then, they walk into a bar, of course, and who's there? Charlie, Bill, and Ronnie. So we'll get up and we'll badly mime a song. It's like one of those movies that are so bad they're good, and it's hilarious. Anyway, but I think that is one of those great unintentionally funny things where they think they're cool as shit, but they're as funny as fuck. All right, 13. Oh No, the album that made you a doubting Thomas. Well, maybe not the whole album, although it's the 90s for me is still, even though the 80s were pretty shit, is a bad period. But I hate it when bands try to jump on the bandwagon like old bands to sound contemporary, and they ruin what possibly could have been a really good ballad, which is the song Anybody Seen My Baby, and trying to sound contemporary because they got a rapper on there to do some rapping in there, and it's Biz Markie, who's a great rapper, but rap and the Stones just do not meld together. It's just doesn't work. It's like that song which R.E.M. did in the 90s. It was around the same time, I think. And that's just doesn't work either for me. Yeah, sorry, but that's shit. And the albums were too long then because of CD format. Okay, what is next? So Low, So High, worst and best solo offering. Okay, I'll start with the best, and I reckon it's Ronnie Wood and his collaboration with Ronnie Lane. They both played together in the Faces. Of course, Ronnie Lane was also in the Small Faces. This was actually a soundtrack from a film called Mahoney's Last Stand, which I've never seen. But this is just great, rootsy, that British style blues roots with, even like some, what would get called now, Americana style influence on there. So yeah, this is produced by Glyn Johns. All you 60s and 70s lovers will know that. So it's also got Kenny Jones on the drums from the Faces and Small Faces. Pete Townsend plays some guitar. Ian McLagan on piano from the Faces and Small Faces. Bobby Keys and Jim Price, longtime legendary brass section for the Stones. Who else is on it? Like, it's just got some amazing names. I just thought I saw one. No, I didn't. Or did I? I keep reading Ronnie Lane and Ronnie Wood, but they're already on here. Is it Rick Gretsch? Why do I know that? He's somebody. All you nerds will know. And look, promo! All right. Experiment. Hey, that was different. Can't You Hear Me Knocking? Is the song I'm going to choose. Because the Stones never did anything before or after anything like it. It's got this like awesome Stonesy feel in the first half, and then it just goes out into this funky jam with an awesome like dueling guitar sax solo, cool funky beat, long song. Stones are not known for being like a jammy band really. And yeah, Can't You Hear Me Knocking is just up there with their best. That and like for some reason I put together in my head the David Bowie song "Stay." It's just like that. I don't know. Maybe it was because they were both on a cassette of a homemade mix I made once that I just put on what I called super jams. Next up, number 16. But it's the same album. An album you have many copies and formats of. Well, I have this album several times in 2 formats. CD, Sticky Fingers is the album, of course. The one I just showed, which is out of that box set. This one, which was, oh no, this one isn't out of the box set. This is the one I think which had all the extra shit. Yeah, this is that one. I think. Or is that the one out of the other one? Out of one of these? I'm getting confused now. This one is out of that one, I'm pretty sure. And then I got like a MoFi one. And lastly, I've got, this is the one with the bonus record, that's right. And it's, you know, got the zippy zip thing on there. There's the one which has got the brown sugar version with Eric Clapton, acoustic version of Wild Horses, alternate Can't You Hear Me Knocking, extended version of Bitch, alternate version of Dead Flowers, and then some live stuff from the Roundhouse in 1971. Fantastic record. Okie dokie. That one, that Stone song, that speaks to you. This may be surprising, kids. No, it's not the last time. It's the B-side, Play With Fire. Just love that song. It's just dark, sounds foreboding, and just a great Stones Jones era. You know, the older I get, I just love that era probably the most. Okay, decades. Show your favorite album from each decade. You may skip the O's, 10s, and 20s. Well, I won't. Beggar's Banquet from the 60s. And from the 70s, Sticky Fingers. These are my favourites. A lot of people say Exile, which is great. But I love Sticky Fingers. Where are we up to? The 80s. Emotional Rescue. Yes, controversial because it's not Tattoo You. But I just love Dance, Summer Romance. Send It To Me is a killer song. Indian Girl. The song Emotional Rescue, of course. And She's So Cold is a shed burner. What are we up to? The 90s. Voodoo Lounge. Only had a couple to choose from. Bit long, but, you know, not bad. I think this has got the one, yeah, You Got Me Rocking, which they been playing pretty much since it come out. And then the 10s, I love this, actually, like, just great raw blues record. It's all covers, and, you know, everyone talked about Keith wanted to do a blues record because Keith is Keith and the blues man. And actually Mick Jagger fucking steals the show on this. He sings his ass off and he plays the harmonica as raw as you would like to hear Keith play the guitar again. So we're up to the 10s. Bigger Bang, probably because it's the only choice. And, you know, and the most recent piece of shit, Hackney Diamonds, because you got no other choice. Apparently they're recording a new album, you know, but they're always recording a new album, but then it'll be another 10 years, or maybe it won't be because they'll be all dead. Show a single, any format, if you have one. I have several. There's a single of Carol, a Asian version. I think that's Japanese. That one. And of course behind me, I've got the singles boxes. Fucking awesome box. That's the 63 to 66. So that's just got like, whoa, everything in there. Not going to get there max. That's going to take the rest of my life. And also got the other one, 66 to 71. Of course, predominantly Brian Jones era. what a string of singles. And a lot of, that stuff's not on, albums back then, like a lot of those 60s bands from England. Next up, number 20, show an EP or a 10-inch if you have one. Well, this is an EP, and it's 5x5. I think it was like a 10-inch originally, but for one of the box sets, they made it into a 12-inch size. This one's got If You Need Me, Empty Heart, The Great, 2120 South Michigan Avenue, Confessing the Blues, and Around and Around. Your favorite compilation? Well, this might be a cheat because it's a box set compilation, but it's the singles, the London years. And you could say, well, you got all the 7-inches, but sometimes you just want to play it the whole way through. It's great to have everything all in one go. So yeah, even I like to sit down and not get up every 3 minutes, every now and then. But it's good for your thighs and hamstrings to play 7-inches. Rightio. Where are we? Staying in, your favourite Stones live album. Now, this is a cheat because this came in the Goat's Head Soup set, and it's a particularly great fiery night of them in 1973. This is was a famous bootleg for a long time called the Brussels Affair, and they are on fire. All of them are playing brilliant, and it's great to have like a version of live, and those songs off Midnight off Goat's Head Soup. Has got a great version, Midnight Rambler, All Down the Line, Rip This Joint, Street Fighting Man. The other great thing is it doesn't have Got No Satisfaction for a change, which is, refreshing. Okay, 26, the last question. 25. I've missed one. You can't always get what you want. Your thoughts on the future? Well, I think in the future, they'll eventually die. It's pretty sure bet, that one. 26, finally. A bit morbid, getting towards the end. Their studio album masterpiece, according to you. Well, you might think it's Sticky Fingers because they have so many copies, but it's actually a Beggar's Banquet. I love this record. It's amazing. It's, you got Street Fighting Man, Salt of the Earth I love. Sympathy for the Devil, I've grown to love again. This version, I'm not such a fan of the live versions of it. Factory Girl, Prodigal Son, No Expectations, amazing. And the song, they never did these sort of songs in the 70s or ever after, like Dear Doctor, where it's actually quite comical. And I do prefer this cover. Anyway, that was the very big Stones tag, which was started by the great Morton Astard. His details you will find below. And that is a weird one for me because there's no Australian stuff. The only thing I could tie in is they've toured here several times. See you in the next one.